Today we are going to be painting this fireplace. Hold on, let me step back so y'all can see the full fireplace. We are going to be painting our fireplace black. We went to Sherwin earlier and got Sherwin. Sherwin. We got a whole box full of stuff. You hear me? We got the big backup, the big box of plastic. We got the roller E. They go together. We got the trim brush. This can't be the paint opener. The fuck done gave me a bottle opener. We got the Tricorn black. I have a family member who worked at Sherwin and he recommended the Tricorn black because he said it only has black in it. Whereas some of the other blacks have some mixed dark purples and blues and all that stuff, and we just wanted black. We didn't want to get in here and have this light hit it and it looked like a navy blue fireplace. I don't think I can take this mantle down. They put the frame up there, then they held the pieces up there and nailed it in. When I lift up, it doesn't come up. So I don't think I can take that off. We put some trim on the fireplace. I mean on the wall. To protect the wall. Because when Alexis try to paint, she be painting and getting that stuff everywhere. So we trying to make sure we...
Y'all don't believe him.
Hey, this gonna have to be good enough. I told y'all I ain't no contractor, man, but as long as it don't get on the wall, now that's the caulk. It's hard for me to get this on the caulk because the caulk kind of curves a little bit. So man, we just gonna let it rock how it rock. We got the whole fireplace taped up now. Now we can go ahead and open our paint. I've been painting for about 3 or 4 hours now. This is what the fireplace is looking like. As you can see, that cork did not get to the bottom. We got another can of paint. I've been trying to figure out ways to paint around this mantle to get as close as I can without getting paint on the mantle. And I think I'm gonna use this cardboard to kind of put in the cracks so I can paint alongside it and it can be real good and tight. I'm no professional painter, but I'm gonna tell y'all a few tips that I've learned along this process. First, I have a cousin who deals with paint quite a bit, and he told me to use a roller to roll on the paint first, and then go back and get the grout with a brush, which I've been using this XL brush from Sherwin. After you do a few passes over with the roller, you'll have to wait for it to dry, and then you'll go back over it again to, cover it up some more. It's hard to get into the grout, and if you don't get in there good, you'll be able to see the spaces where you did not cover up the white with the black paint. So what I've started doing, I'll take my brush and I'll get a decent amount of paint on it. I'll primarily focus the paint on the tip right here. As I go in the grout, I will lead with this bottom side. Say if I was going this way, you see the tip, I would lead going like this and putting a decent amount, not a whole lot of pressure, but you want to really get in there, and then once I get to the end and I go back, I'm applying that same pressure back the other way. And all that paint that I had on this side kind of fills it in. I don't know if that's the correct way to do it, but I have noticed that I'm doing less passes and less dabbling in the middle of the grout when I do it that way. Heads up, if you've never painted brick before, this is going to be a very tedious process. Your arms are going to be tired. You're just going to have to spend the time on it. I found myself accidentally painting outside of the mask tape sometimes, painting on the mantle a few times. So you really got to take your time and watch what you're doing, because it's not as easy as you might think that it looks. But it's 100% doable. It's what I would call a novice project, in the fact that all you're doing is putting paint on the brush and painting this stuff. So let me show you this technique. All right, I got my pan. I got a little bit of paint in here. I'm going to put some paint. Let's get some paint on the brush on both sides like this. Kind of dabble it off a little bit, and then I'm gonna put that corner in there. Now the corner is a little bit heavier than the rest of the brush. If I'm gonna go left to right, I'm gonna lead with the shorter end, apply pressure. Then once I come back, apply that same pressure. Then just back and forth. That has been the easiest way for me to paint the grout. The vertical grout is a little bit harder to paint to me because it's shorter. It's not as easy as doing passes, long passes back and forth. If you've noticed that you've laid the paint down too heavy between the grout and it's dripping, you want to go ahead and grab that. I normally try to find a vertical space to put the excess paint in that's most convenient. And then if it's still not evened out enough, I just do long passes back and forth to even out where I put too much paint in. My arms burning. How much do painters get paid? I gotta be getting some bread to be doing this all day long. This is wild. W-I-L-D. I don't plan on doing any more passovers up top, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the TV back up. What y'all think? Okay, so the fireplace is done. I would say it's 99.99999% finished. On this channel, we like to be real, and I'm gonna show you where I kind of messed up a little bit. So first, let's take a look at the fireplace. As of right now, this is what we're working with. It actually looks pretty good. We love the tricorn black color from Sherwin. It pops really nice against the brown mantle, and if you have a black border around your TV as we do, the TV kind of blends in on the wall a little bit. We really want to get a frame TV, but right now the frame TV is kind of expensive and we got some other stuff we're trying to grab, so eventually we'll get a frame TV to put up here, and I think that'll look really nice. Now, as far as mistakes, when you are painting anything, you are up close with it to paint it. Obviously, you need to take a few steps back from different angles. So to the left of the fireplace, to the right of the fireplace, directly in the middle, and of afar. So that way you can see areas that you might have missed. What I noticed was it would look like I was completely finished up close, but then when I look from, you know, coming from the restroom or taking breaks, I'm like, dang, why this spot right here still look like I didn't paint it? And I did. Well, you might have painted over it, but from different angles, you got to make sure you get full coverage, and there might be a few small spots that you didn't notice that you didn't cover. When you are putting the border around the floor, the wall, and the roof where you don't want to paint, and you're putting the painter tape on, you want to make sure that you rub the painter's tape and make sure that it's good and flat and adhere to the surface, because if you don't, you will have problems like I did, and you'll get a few bubbles. If you get bubbles, once you paint along the painter's tape, everything dries and you peel the painter's tape off, you will see where you had those pockets and those bubbles. So I have to go back and I have to caulk some of those areas, and I might have to go back over it with the neutral paint that I have on the walls. So I'll show you what I mean. Right here we have a few bubbles along this side here, and then you obviously see where I accidentally painted on the wall a little bit. And then you have a little bit of that same thing going on up there. So truthfully, it's not super noticeable, but when you're doing the work yourself and you notice it, it just kind of like a pet peeve and it kind of irks you. So I probably will go back and fix that and get that taken care of. It's not hard to paint a fireplace. This was not a hard job. It is physically demanding, meaning you will be tired, your arms will start hurting, you might get a headache, and you really need to split the job up if you're starting to get that way, because you can start becoming sloppy like I did. Start dripping paint where you don't need to drip paint, painting things that you didn't mean to paint, and yeah, it just is what it is. You can do it. You definitely can do it. So don't think it's something that you can't do or something that's too hard. You can for sure do it. One last thing, our fireplace was white, as you saw. So we had no problems just going straight in with the black over the white fireplace. But you need to make sure if you have a red brick fireplace or some other color that you don't need to paint it white first and then black, or paint it some other type of neutral before putting the black on. I don't know what you need to do, but you need to do that research. Don't just watch this video and paint over your red brick with black paint. You need to research and make sure that you don't need to paint it some neutral color and then go back over it with the black. Now, if you got to do that, that sucks because you got to do twice the work. And let me tell you, doing this really ain't the move, but you know, it saves you some money and keeping somebody from else doing it. So it is worth doing it yourself. Oh, what's going on TV? We appreciate you all for watching. Stay tuned for the next few videos where I will be showing you how I sealed our table from Sarah Seals with a clear satin sealant. I don't even remember what the brand was, but you'll find out in the next video that I drop. Go ahead and give us a like, comment, subscribe, you know, all the normal stuff to throw us in the algorithm. If you're getting some value from these videos, just help us out, and we'll see y'all in the next one.